NBA Draft Busts. What could have been? The NBA Draft is an exciting time for basketball fans and players alike. It is a chance for young talent to showcase their skills and potentially change the fate of a franchise. But for every success story, there are also those players who fail to live up to the hype and expectations placed upon them. These are the NBA Draft Busts, players who never quite reach their full potential. In this video, we will explore some of the biggest NBA draft busts and discuss what could have been if things had gone differently. One of the most infamous NBA draft busts is Darko Milicic. Selected as the second overall pick in the 2003 NBA draft, Milicic was expected to be a game-changer. Standing at 7 feet tall and possessing a unique mix of size and skill, he was hailed as the next big thing. However, Milicic struggled to find his place in the NBA and never lived up to his potential. He spent most of his career playing limited minutes and bouncing from team to team. But what could have been if Milicic had been given the right opportunities to develop his skills? Perhaps he could have become a dominant force in the league. Another notable draft bust is Kwame Brown. Selected as the first overall pick in the 2001 NBA draft, Brown was touted as the next great big man in the league. However, his career never took off, and he is widely regarded as one of the biggest draft disappointments in NBA history. Brown's lack of productivity and consistency on the court led to constant criticism from both fans and analysts. But what could have been if Brown had been given the right coaching and guidance to harness his potential? It is difficult to say, but perhaps he could have become a formidable force in the league. Greg Oden is another player who was labeled as a draft bust. Selected as the first overall pick in the 2007 NBA draft, Oden was expected to be the next dominant big man in the league. However, his career was plagued by injuries, and he played a total of just 105 games in the NBA. Oden's story is a tragic one, as he showed glimpses of greatness when he was healthy. But what could have been if Oden had been able to stay injury-free? Perhaps he could have become one of the greatest centers to ever play the game. It is important to remember that labeling a player as a draft bust is not always fair or accurate. There are many factors that contribute to a player's success or failure in the NBA, including coaching, injuries, and personal circumstances. It is also worth noting that many players who were once considered draft busts have gone on to have successful careers in the league. One such example is Anthony Bennett, who was labeled as a draft bust after being selected as the first overall pick in the 2013 NBA draft. After struggling in his early years, Bennett found success playing overseas and eventually made a return to the NBA. So, what could have been for these NBA draft busts? It is impossible to say for certain. However, it is clear that circumstances and opportunities play a significant role in a player's development and success. While some players may never live up to their potential, others are able to overcome the label of a draft bust and carve out successful careers. The NBA draft will always be a gamble, and sometimes things just don't work out as planned. In conclusion, the NBA draft has seen its fair share of busts throughout history. These players, who fail to live up to the expectations placed upon them, often leave fans and analysts wondering what could have been if they had been given different opportunities or circumstances. While some draft busts are able to rebound and find success, others fade into obscurity. The NBA draft serves as a reminder that talent alone is not always enough to guarantee success in the league.